Hi BookTube, it's Gina. Hope you are doing well. Happy Monday. I had a fun weekend this weekend and I wanted to talk to you about some books that I bought. So I have a favorite used bookstore that is about an hour away from me, and it just happens to be in the same city in which my sister lives. So when I want to do a visit with my sister, I can sort of kill two birds with one stone and visit this used bookstore. It's a fun spot. They've got like piles of books. They've got books in boxes. I tend to not look through those as much. I don't find it pleasurable to dig through piles and boxes, but they've also got a sort of a vintage area where they have a whole bunch of nice vintage hardbacks and sort of some, they call it literature, and so it's got like modern classics and Everyman and just a lot of the types of things that I like. And they did not disappoint. Yesterday I drove down, I had a nice little breakfast with my sister, we visited, and then I hit the bookstore on my way home. So I thought I would share out with you what I bought. And I also got one book in the mail that I wanted to show you because I think this is gonna be fantastic. And I will show you that one last. So the first three that I picked up are these vintage editions of some misread, they're paperbacks. Now, I don't normally buy paperback misreads anymore, but these are three that I didn't have and that I would like to read. I probably could get them on my Kindle, but when I see them for inexpensive, it's fun to pick them up. And I do really like these. This one is an old penguin, which is delightful. This is Village Christmas, a short Christmas story, which I have read and really, really loved. Then I've also got the Fairacre Festival, which is from her Fairacre series, which I have not read and would like to read. I'll probably get to this one very, very soon, another short one. And then I also got the Howards of Caxley, and this is in the Caxley Chronicles, which is a series that I have not read much from yet. So I'm excited to dig into that one and have some new misread books that I can dive into. This one is, the description on the back says, soldiers, artists, lovers, dreamers, a deep-hearted clan with one common passion, Caxley, the village to which every Howard is bound, to which every Howard returns, no matter how far he wanders. That sounds wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I did find one of my beautiful favorite hard copy vintage editions of Tales from a Village School. Look at that cover. Isn't that just adorable, with misread and some littles on the front. So I was super excited to find this. I love the illustrations that are in these hard covers. The illustrator is, somebody had asked me that, oh, this is different. This is illustrated by Kate Dicker. So that is different illustrator than did these last ones that I had, which were illustrated by John S. Goodall. So this one does have a different illustrator. So that will be kind of fun to dig through too. They look very similar, but something a little bit different. Then I also found two vintage hardbacks of Rumor Godden. So this is China Court, and this was published back in 1961. Look at this cover. It looks practically brand new. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this was a recent read. I read this with Miranda Mills' Comfort Book Club, and I loved it. I had it on my Kindle. I think I checked it out at the library, or maybe I bought it on my Kindle. I don't actually remember, but I wanted, this is the exact edition that I've been seeing that I wanted. So I was really excited to find this. And then they had a bunch more Rumor Godden books, but this is the first one that I read, and I was not quite prepared to buy and spend a bit of money on a whole bunch of them. So I did buy a second one, the one that looked like it was in the best condition. And this is Coromandel Sea Change. And I don't know what Coromandel is, actually. But I liked this cover. I read the description. It also sounded really good. Oh, and this one, I didn't even realize this. This has a blurb by Rosamund Pilcher on the inside flap. It says, "I have always loved her writing, and I much enjoyed this novel. She writes about India like nobody else." So that's a blurb from Rosamund Pilcher, which is quite high praise in my book. This is probably my find of the day. I was super excited to find this edition of China Court. And then I also found this beauty. Look at this, Close Quarters by Angela Thirkell. You guys, these covers just make my heart go pitter-patter. They are so darn pretty. So Angela Thirkell, this is one of the entries in her Barsetshire series. So she also set some stories in the fictional area of Barsetshire, and this is one of those. It's got a map on the end papers, which I love, and I'm very excited to get to this one. So another excellent find. And then lastly, on my vintage haul, I've got a May Sarton, Miss Pickthorn and Mr. Hare, A Fable. And I just love this orange cover. This will go right on my, she's up at the top now. I moved May up to the top, but this is a wonderful orange edition. And there she is on the back cover in her younger days. That's a lot of the books that I have from her are the picture on the back is her when she was older, because she was writing poetry. She was writing, I've got like a Reckoning and After the Stroke, which are her journals from her later years, which I love. But it's fun to see a picture of her a little bit younger. And then lastly, I did buy a book that came in the mail. Of course, it's very poorly packaged. Surprise, surprise. There's no cushioning here whatsoever. So hopefully this is in good condition, and it is. And this, you guys, is Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered in a Quaint English Village. Isn't that adorable? This is by Maureen Johnson and Jay Cooper, and it is right up my alley. Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading recommended this to me. She said she heard of it and thought of me immediately, which is just delightful. I'll link Kelly's channel down below. But I think you guys know me. You know that you love my English village stories. So the back of this one says, "Considering a trip to a quaint English village, a weekend roaming narrow old lanes, touring the faded glories of a country manor, and quaffing pints in the pub. How charming that is, unless you have the misfortune of finding yourself in an English murder village, where danger lurks around each picturesque cobblestone corner, and every sip of tea may be your last." So this, I am so excited. It's a thin little volume, but I had to get this as soon as I heard of it because it just sounds spectacular. So thanks, Kelly, for the recommendation. And I'm very excited to dig into this. I mean, look at the illustrations. This one is Wilson, the gamekeeper, in going to get that parrot if it's the last thing he does. Is. I'm not wearing my good reading glasses today. There he is. Snood the gardener. Never trust anyone with a favorite shovel. This is going to be hilarious. It's short, so I will probably just read this today, possibly. So anyway, that is my update from this weekend. I am happy to talk to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.